welcome back to the show, folks. It's I Quit, my band.
Woo!
How we doing today?
Good.
My name's Nate.
JJ.
I'm Evan.
Wow, I didn't know your names. Wow.
Yeah.
I introduce you every time.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thanks for being here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Comment down below. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok for podcast clips, comedy skits. Get the shirt in the description and subscribe on Patreon for bonus episodes every week. We're at the tail end of our recapping of Supergroup. It's very sad. Episode 6 will be out on Sunday, and then the next week will be episode 7, and then it's over for Supergroup.
Yeah.
So go check that out. We've had a lot of fun.
It's on the Patreon.
It's on the Patreon. We've had a lot of fun doing it, and people seem to like it.
Yeah.
We've reviewed a couple records today. We have another one to review right now, and it's this new one from Courtney Barnett called "Creature of Habit." What's everyone's deal with Courtney? How's everyone feel about Courtney?
I discovered her on Sometimes I Sit and Think, Sometimes I Just Sit.
Me too.
Love that record.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool record. She has like great lyrics, and that album like rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of like a sneaky like kick-ass rock record. And I remember listening to the album before that too, which I forget what it was called. But really liked her. Followed her pretty much up until a lot of Sea Lice.
Yeah.
And I like this strange thing happened where I was both invested in Kurt Vile and Courtney Barnett at that time, and then it was like they made this joint album, and then like really since that I haven't been able to get into anything either of them have done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I feel the exact same way or why that happened to me as well. I got into her. I actually was listening to YEP, and she was like in the live room like a long time ago. And they played, she was playing, what's that song? I lay awake, Illustration of Loneliness. And I was like, wow, this is fucking awesome. And I started getting into her. Loved the Sometimes I Just Sit and Think record. And also was a big Kurt Vile fan at the time. I loved, Waking on a Pretty Day. That was probably the most Kurt Vile I'd listened to at that moment in time. He might have had a couple other ones out. I think like Smoke Ring for My Halo was out too, and that's like a pretty cool record. But yeah, they made like they both have this similar like like overly chill vibe. That's like it's so lazy and slacker sounding. Where I was like, I love that. Yeah. And they made this record that was just like for some reason it just was overkill with the relaxation.
Yeah.
I was like, get up and do something.
Get up.
Give me something. This is like sleeping until 12:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday type of shit. Just too much.
I think like that was. She kind of started to follow the trend of indie rock in general, where like everybody is so chilled out now.
Too chill.
It just needs like
she may have been a pioneer in it. Honestly,
it
pioneer
was,
of
but then like
chill.
you go back and listen to Sometimes I Sit and Think, and like it rocks.
Yeah,
like there's drums and like fuzzed out guitar, but like something happened like post 2018 that indie just became like a wallpaper factory.
I didn't mind her like follow-up record Tell Me How You Really Feel.
Yeah, I like
that's
that.
the one that I like the most.
Like City Looks Pretty is kind of a jam. Hopefulness, Nameless, Faceless. Like there's some jams on that one, but I did see her at See Her Now in Asbury Park.
Hopefulness.
And Hopefulness.
Oh shit.
I saw her at See Her Now in Asbury Park in like 2022 maybe, and it was like it was good, but it was just such a like completely chill, like nothing really exciting going on with that set. And I was like, I don't know if I'm like maybe Courtney Barnett is not for me, I'm
very surface level with Courtney Barnett, and the most I was aware of her was with the collab with Kurt Vile, but I also am not the biggest Kurt Vile guy either. They're just like two characters that have existed and were popular through the 2010s in like the WYEP, NPR, like hipster indie rock
built for
radio
that.
people.
Adult contemporary.
Adult
indie
contemporary.
rock.
Adult contemporary that like people my age were listening to for some reason. And so that's kind of the extent that I know about him, but I did enjoy songs on the Tell Me How You Really Feel album. I think there was some that were recommended to me and I listened to them or something, but just typically not an avenue I go down. Like a singer-songwritery, like coffee shop sounding type shit.
Flowing thoughts kind of lyrics.
Yeah.
Stream of
consciousness
flowing
shit.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Sort of a thought flow. Sort of.
Yeah, whatever
flow
the
state.
whatever
Yeah.
the fuck that's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember checking into like things take time, and
Yeah, I
it
did
was just
too.
a little more subdued.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like singer-songwriter is not always my favorite, and I think like that first album really hit with me because it was a little something more. There was a
Yeah.
little more bite to it.
Yeah.
Very clever lyrics. And then we get to this one, and the one thing I was very excited as soon as I listened to it is there were drums.
Yeah,
and you
that's
could
huge.
hear them well.
Yeah.
And John Congleton did the production on this, right?
Nice. I didn't know that.
And yeah, I ended up like I thought that this was like a pretty nice kind of like return to form in my opinion.
I thought the same thing. Yeah.
Like the first song, "Stay in Your Lane," is like quintessential Courtney Barnett.
so
Yeah.
good.
Like
I do like that song
Yeah.
a lot. Maybe
The-
my favorite.
I agree. Like that fuzzy ass bass line comes in. It's just like catchy right away.
I was listening to it this morning and I felt like the main character in like a romantic comedy.
Like
and
opening
I
sequence?
was the female, lead.
Oh,
who's like
yeah.
cleaning the house where, and it's like
Yeah.
things are moving fast.
I think
She's a
500
busy girl and she's in the city and that's how
Yes.
I was like the credits are rolling and I'm like, God, it feels good to be this like
it feels
kind
good to
of-
be a busy girl in the
a
city.
busy girl in the city, a power. What do they call it?
Power broker.
No, not a power broker. Like the word
Girl boss.
girl boss.
Yeah.
I was gonna say power bitch.
I'm a girl boss or a power bitch.
Either
One
a
of the
power bitch.
I think you were thinking of power bottom, maybe.
No, I wasn't.
No, I was thinking
of
power
I
bitch.
was thinking specifically
Girl boss.
power bitch.
Okay,
but
all right.
I thought it was girl boss. I was like,
think
what do they call that?
I think the nomenclature from now on should be power.
Power
Power
bitch.
bitch.
Just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, no, you do get that vibe of like, I have a big publishing job, but
Yeah.
I could still find love.
Yeah, I'm
you know what I
single,
mean?
but I'm hot.
yeah,
ready to
exactly,
get out
and
there.
successful.
Yeah.
I do think having listened to the whole record, obviously, it felt like she kind of faked me out with that opening track
A little
because
bit.
we
yeah.
almost never kind of go back to quite that upbeatness, which I really enjoyed the first track.
Not until the end of the record.
Yeah, not until the end, but like the it's like a major like dip for
Yeah.
me in engagement that I have with it because we get softer and
Yeah.
more like one level of energy.
I
you know?
agree. Like it is kind of a bummer that it kind of like the intensity falls off a cliff. But I thought the songwriting for a lot of this record was good enough for me at least to hold my attention and enjoy it. Like I thought Sight Unseen with Waxahachie was like really nice. Like she's going from like this chill thought stream of consciousness like style of songwriting that feels very like just way too chill
Yeah.
to like something that I feel like Waxahachie or like more of the indie rock lane. Like we're back to indie rock and not like complete slacker.
Yes.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, I liked Sight Unseen a lot too. I also like that like Katie Crutchfield has become like the indie Dolly Parton. Like
Yeah.
just put
anytime
her
that
on
we
there.
have a little country
Yeah.
flair, like call Wax.
Call her up.
No, I agree with that too. Like I don't. I would have taken an entire album of stuff like "Stay in Your Lane,"
Yeah.
but even some of the more subdued stuff, I think that the songwriting holds it up, and I think Congleton's production is like really like it's subtle, but like I think it gives these songs more life
Yeah.
than typically. Like I really like Wonder. Like
Wonder I like a lot. Yeah.
it's like it's got a laid back vibe, but there's like an atmosphere to it where I think in less experienced hands, like if you have a songwriter that doesn't make as strong of choices as Courtney Barnett, or a producer like Congleton who like gives every piece of the like musical tapestry its own character, that could be just nothing. It could be straight wallpaper, but like the changes on it are really nice. It has its own vibe, its own mood. So I do agree that like when I first heard Stay in Your Lane, I was like, oh, we're going all the way back to Sometimes I Sit and Think. And we don't quite get there. But I still think that there's enough highlights on this for me to, like, have walked away enjoying it.
Yeah, I felt that way, too. Like, Wonder, Sight Unseen, One Thing at a Time, also, like, very good. Mantis, the album's, like, title track, in a way, I also really liked. And then, like, the last two, Great Advice and Another Beautiful Day, I really liked a lot. I also like the song Mostly Patient, even though you have to be mostly patient.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, like, it seems like an interlude, but it goes for, like, the full length of a song.
Yeah, I think, like, I didn't love Mostly Patient, and I think it has more to do where it's, like, at in the track.
Yeah.
Like, to come off that Waxahachie song and then, like, no drums.
Yeah, you're back to no
just
drums.
like finger picking the guitar. It's like,
I thought the melody was nice, but yeah, it just kind of lasts for a little bit too long.
Yeah.
I like One Thing at a Time a lot. The guitar work throughout the record is cool. Like, not only like the main guitar lines, which are decent, but like anytime that a lead comes in, they're like weird.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like sometimes with indie rock, you get into this thing where like indie rock guys and girls will like purposely just play the shittiest lead you've ever heard.
Yeah.
To be like, it's transgressive. You know, I ain't Jimi Hendrix. But like, it's cooler to hear somebody who has like a weird sensibility songwriting wise to take that over to their guitar lines as well. Like that they have like this off kilter sensibility that both the lyrics and the vocals do.
Yeah. Like thinking about this record compared to like Waxahachie or more like MJ Lenderman or something. Because MJ, as much as I like MJ's songwriting and his vocal style and the way he plays, it is like just, you know, sometimes feels like there's not a lot of energy behind it. Like he's a great songwriter, but, you know, sometimes it just feels so subdued. And then like hearing something like this, you're like, that's kind of what Courtney Barnett's vibe was, but there's something about this record that feels more like direct and controlled, and I think it is the production, but it's also her playing and her singing as well. Like nothing sounds lazy on this. Where if I was to describe Courtney Barnett to anyone, I would always say it's like lazy slacker rock, you know. Where this one feels like, I don't know. There's like the one track in the back half. I think it's Great Advice, the second to last one. That sounds like a Yard Act song. Like it almost has like that weird angular guitar riff that's like Beck inspired a little bit. Like I like that she peppered a couple rockers in there. Yeah,
that Great Advice riff is very sick. Yeah, it's
cool.
like atonal.
Yeah,
and like strange, but like it kicks ass. And I remember hearing it the first time being like, oh, I like that. And then when they bring it back the second time, I was like, I actually really like
it's really good.
Yeah. The rockers are essential for me with this type of stuff because like I'm not much of a lyrics guy in general, and I found myself zoning out more on this one than I even did the Flea thing that we reviewed before.
Oh damn.
Which
that's harsh.
Yeah, I know, that's kind of rough.
She didn't come in with a Gil Scott Heron with a fucking Australian accent.
Come on, everybody.
Brothers and... Oh, I can't do an Australian. You got to hit me with it.
Brothers and sisters.
Brothers and sisters?
Sheilas
and blokes?
Sheilas and blokes. Let's figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
It's wicked bummer. What's going on out there?
It's heaps bummer.
It's a heaps bummer.
Of a bummer. Yeah.
Anyways, I was less engaged with this record than I expected to be, which is kind of my headline because like I do enjoy the production, and I didn't know it was John Congleton. That's really a nice factoid.
Long Dong Kong.
Long Dong, dude. Yeah.
Long Dong Kong.
That's
John Dongleton.
John Dongle. That's what they call him in the industry. I know him personally.
Swings it back and forth.
Yeah, Long Dong Congleton. But I lost my train of thought. I was just less engaged with it than I thought I was going to be. But it doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. but generally you can only rely so much on nice sounding guitars and drums if the songs are like kind of in one mode for a majority of it, you know?
Yeah, I still found like the songs that started off subdued, where I was kind of like, it would find a moment eventually that I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, Sugar Plum was that way, where I was like, this is kind of whatever, but then that like over my head, like that kicks in. I was like, oh, okay, and that has like you're less of a lyrics guy, but there's like some really good lyrics on that song. Like I love the everybody is struggling, you're either drowning in the deepest sea or the kitchen sink.
I like that was a good lyric too. Yeah, there was a couple that I was kind of not paying attention to the lyrics as well, but like there was a couple that would, just kind of jump out, and you're like, oh, that's really smart.
Yeah,
she has a couple like. You know how, like, on the Geese song Taxes, where it's like it goes into, like the big ending?
Yeah.
She has a couple moments like that on this record where it starts really subdued, but then, like, the bass will, like, kind of go, like have, like, a dub over top of it or something in there that kind of expands the whole song and makes it a little bit bigger towards, like, with a couple of the choruses. I can't pick out the names of the songs where it happens because I feel like it happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
There's strings employed in quite a few places that make it kind of lush as well.
Yeah, this just didn't feel as like raw and bare bones as her other records either. It felt like again, like the production just kind of came in and helped her out on a couple of these tracks to make them a little bit more than what they were.
No, I felt that way. Yeah. Like every time that a guitar came in during a chorus or like a bridge or something like that, or any piece of the production that would come in, it always had like a little different of a character from anything that you've heard, whether it be like reverb or like the vocals would have fuzz on it during the chorus where it's not. And yes, I agree that like in like this album could so easily have been absolutely forgettable.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really could have. Yeah.
And I think that just like they make little smart choices here and there that like I'm not like this is a 10 out of 10 or I'm not saying that it's as good as we used to sit and think, but I think it like at least made it like remarkable enough to be like, oh, this is pretty good.
It is funny, just like it's so funny how going raw and bare bones always seems like a good idea.
And then you do it like 4 times.
You do it 4 times, then you make a record that's like nicely produced and you're like, we should never be raw.
Yeah.
Again, because it's just like it's it's cool at first, and it is like a it's a part of the listening experience to hear like all the little twangs and things in the guitar, but you still hear that on this record. It's just like the drums are just treated better,
and it sounds nice.
Well. It sounds just so much better.
And I like lo-fi shit or whatever you want to call it, bedroom pop recording shit. It has its place, but I don't think that that's something that I could ever exclusively listen to because like it gets grating at times when you ride the like hissy like totally analog type vein. I'm not advocating necessarily for like Pro Toolsing the fuck out of your music, but there is something to be said for working with a dude, Congleton or Albini or whoever, that really, really knows how to like engineer these frequencies in particular to like sit and play nice with each other, because then you stick it in fucking Spotify compresses the shit out of it, and then it turns into what we all get to listen to, which might not be what you intended anyways, especially with the like raw sounding shit.
I think like if you go with that super raw approach, the songs have to be so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they have to have to be like they have to be so good that you could record them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they would be good songs. On songs like this that are good songs.
Yeah.
But like if you heard an acoustic version of half of these songs, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah. Like think about if Springsteen made Nebraska like every time he did a record.
Yeah.
You'd just be like,
enough.
This sucks.
This sucks.
And one last thing that I did want to say before we go into CAs is good opener, good closer too.
Yeah.
I really like the last like minute and a half is like atmosphere, but it's cool atmosphere.
Yeah.
And in fact, I wanted to like I was like, I wish you would do something with that. But it is like a nice kind of like way to tail out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do CAs?
Sure.
I think we're ready.
I'll go first this time since I went last.
Rip it.
Yeah, I really liked this, and I liked it more than I thought I would. Courtney Barnett, like I said in the opening, that like I just kind of was getting bored by her, but this felt like a little blast of energy to kind of show that she's not done doing what she's kind of on, and has been on for the past couple records, but she's also not done with like rocking out either. Like I think she has more to say. This felt like a resurgence and kind of like a a rebirth almost in a way for Courtney Barnett for me. Like it reminded me a lot of Sometimes I Just Sit and Think. And it just put me in a different place in my mind where I was kind of lumped her in with like, she's had her glory days a lot like Kurt Weill has, and it's kind of winding down. But I think that she I don't know, a lot of these songs were just really smart, really well put together. Great for the vibe, I don't know. It just kind of fits the vibe of like every day, getting up, going to work. Like I feel like I can put this on in my car and like have a good time listening to it, or like listening to it while I work or whatever. It's just a nice sounding record that actually has something, to say. So I'm gonna give it a 7.3.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike this by any means. I'm not in love with it either, and it's more that I'm not in love with it because it's just like not quite my vibe in terms of like I wasn't as engaged with it as I was like I don't want to say Flea, but like we're listening to Flea and Courtney Barnett together. We reviewed them both at the same time, so I tend to compare them to each other.
Sax on this new Courtney Barnett.
Jazz.
I guess it's just the regularity of the structure and the approaches, for the most part, tend to lose me just because I'm not really listening to what she's saying as much as I am like everything else going on. It sounds really nice, and the stylistic choices that she made definitely are commendable in that the record stands out because she's choosing to make moves here with like what you were talking about, like saturate that, add a new effect there, do that, and that's what it means to work with a good engineer, a good producer too. And so we kind of talked at length about like comparing this to some of her more rougher edged DIY type shit. It's not necessarily something I'll totally come back to, but that opening track definitely will be one, and I really enjoyed the grimy bass and all that kind of shit that was going on in that song. So I think I'm gonna just land on like a 6.5 and call it that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I felt pretty similar to Nate, where I had grown kind of uninterested in what she was doing, and this immediately made me be like, oh, okay. No, she still has something to offer. Like the lyrics are always good, but just to hear a bit more life in the music. Yeah. And I feel like that is one thing that like indie music in general, and like I like indie music a lot, but like there's so many bands that in 2015 to like 2018 that I was like super into, and then like their second record's a little more Zoloft, and then by the third it's just like Jesus. Yeah. So to hear somebody work with a producer that I really like and add a little more immediacy, a little more urgency to the music, but still able to take the things that they do well already. And I was surprised at some of the things that I did like on this record, like the guitar work. I was really impressed by just like the little leads here and there had like cool melody lines. They would stack them really well. The guitar tones were really good. And there was like part of me as I was listening to this, because I hadn't listened to Sit and Think for so long, I was like, man, this almost has like just as much energy as that record. Yeah. And then it would like autoplay that record. I'm like, oh no, we're not quite there yet. We're not completely back to that. But I think that this was like a return to form of an artist that I once like really liked and had kind of fallen off from. And I think I'm gonna go 7.2.
7.2.
Nice.
Just a little bit below.
Just a hair below.
It's a 7.
It's a 7.
I love that. I love it's a flat
even 7
with no points at all.
No.
0. That's it's a flat hell yeah. It's a long
Yeah, it's a dongle.
Long dong Congleton.
It's a power bitch, hell yeah.
It's a There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's a power bitch, hell yeah.
Yeah, power bitch, hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she's going to, like, turn a bunch of heads with this. Like, it's not going to be Pitchfork Best New Music or anything like that. But, like, I'm glad that she's kind of, getting a little bit more back into the rock category, and having Waxahachie on there too kind of brings her back to, like, being a little bit more
Current,
yeah, because everyone's doing Waxahachie, everyone's collabing.
dude. Everyone's put that sundress on,
yeah,
that cowboy hat,
Yeah.
an old Ford,
and she doesn't even really do that on that track. I mean, it's not even that twangy. It's just like,
no,
she's
it's like
in
a
the
little
background.
more,
Yeah.
and like her background vocal works really well. It's like a complicated background vocal. Like it's not like just a double or anything.
Yeah.
Like, no, I agree. I think it's like this isn't going to be like a huge entry point record. I don't feel like. Maybe for that single, like the first song's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're curious, you might go into the back catalog,
Yeah.
but it is like it's a worthy addition.
It's a worthy addition.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the worst thing she could have done to make me, like, really not be into Courtney Barnett anymore is either put out another Kurt Vile type record, or she put on the cowboy hat.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
if
that
she
would've
went
been-
full fledged,
dude.
that would have been like, now we got
Stop.
her doing it too. Like, she used to be like her own thing.
Yeah.
So
And then she just goes full Crocodile Dundee,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
That
if, like, everything was bluesy, I was just like, God damn it.
that's not a knife.
That's a knife.
Ceilings and blokes.
I'm heaps sad.
I'm heaps.
I'm
sad.
heaps.
I'm
Yeah.
heaps sad.
Wicked.
So it's a 7. It's a power bitch. Hell yeah. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this record. If you liked it more than us. If you didn't like it as much. If you think Courtney Barnett is still boring. Or if you think she is more exciting now. Let us know. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram for podcast clips, comedy skits. Patreon, $5 a month. Bonus content, super group. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Boom.